All right, great. So yeah, so today's session will be about a very interesting topic again, a very interesting lesson. It's about how to teach listening actively, because some teachers, or maybe the majority, think that there are two types of skills. Some are active and others are passive. We call receptive skills like reading and listening. Some they say they are passive because the learner is just listening, reading, okay, there is no interaction. But I don't agree. And writing, speaking, these are productive and students are active. No, we can make the reading skill and the listening skill active, and we can motivate students to interact. That's why the topic of today is how to teach listening, and the keyword is actively. Okay, great. So let's move on now to the aims of today's session. Great. So number one, we are going to have an introduction. What do we mean by listening? What is listening? What is not listening? What are the obstacles? The challenges. Why students find it hard to understand a listening text, an audio, a song, etc. And then we move to the types of listening text, because again, some teachers focus all the time on using songs. Listen to the song and answer. Listen to the song and answer. Even though I love listening to songs, but if my teacher uses them all the time, it becomes a boring classroom. So here we are going to see the types of listening text. Great. Then, if you want to help your learners to love listening, to understand listening, to answer the listening questions, of course, the teacher should master the sub-skills and the stages of listening. And by the way, there are many things in common between listening and reading. Of course, next is practice. We are going to put all these into actions. And at the end, again, some recommendations. So are the aims clear so far? Then we can move on to the next slide. Yes, please.
Yes, sir.
Great. So thank you. Wonderful. So look here. So the first question is for you. What is listening? All right. I give you 1-2 minutes. Okay, and then we can discuss all together. So what is listening? Okay, any volunteer, give me just 1 word or 2 words about what is listening. So let's see here. Yes, what do you think? Or you can write or speak as you like. So Muhammad, yes, activate your mic. Then we have Ines and Hanan, number 3.
Listening is a receptive skill. A receptive skill.
Thank you. Receptive skill. Great. Next, Ines. Yeah, just 1 word. Ines.
It's a receiving language through ears.
Thank you. Yes, to receive, receptive. Great. Hanan.
My name is Wafa. My second name is Hannash, so I said that at the same time you told my name is Hanan, is Wafa actually. And
Wafa,
for
great.
listening, the definition we can say is when somebody gives one attention to someone who is speaking, to the video, to a sound. So once we give our attention to someone while he's speaking, for example.
Wonderful, great. Yes, next. Muhammad.
Yeah, me?
Yes, Muhammad Bouziani.
Yeah, I think it's the ability to receive the message.
Great, thank you. Yeah, you have got, by the way, very interesting definitions. Good. So let's see here. Listening, as Muhammad Bizri said, and I agree 100%, is a receptive skill, because there are two types of skills, receptive and productive. Receptive skills, two, reading, listening. Productive, writing and speaking. Good. Number two, what is listening? Listening is about responding to language more than producing it and making a meaning of the language sounds. It's responding. Number three, listening refers to your understanding of spoken language. And number four, spoken language and written language are two different types. Great. Look here. The next question, what makes listening challenging? And here I'm going to put you in groups of 5 minutes, and you answer the question. So
All
what
right.
makes listening very challenging? Okay. So Amal, Fatima Zahra, Saida, Ines, group 1, Shayma Muhammad Wafa, group 2, Bizri, Halima, Hasna, group 3, Abdul Karim and Khadija, group 4. Yes, join your groups. Yes, Abdul Karim and Ines, please join the groups. Ines, can you join the groups? Muhammad Bouzian. All right. So let's go back to our slides. What makes listening challenging? I enjoyed listening to all of you, and the majority said that maybe the sound is not clear. Maybe the situation of the listening is taking place in a noisy place. Maybe the speaker speaks quickly. Maybe the speaker's voice is not clear. These are some of yes, please. Halima, you want to say something? Yes, thank you. Yeah. Yes, you want to say something, Halima?
Yes, she just forgot the mic.
Okay, yeah, no problem. Good. So here, yeah, as you said, these are some of the reasons why find it challenging. And here we can do it all together. Why listening is more difficult than reading. Learners have no control over the speed of the text. There is noise in the recording. Listening takes place in real life. Speakers in the listening have different accents. Learners have no time to pause and think about the content of the text. They don't have no time. Teacher, can you please repeat again? No. Teacher, can you please pause? No. So they have no time to do these things. And number 6, speakers in a conversation speak quickly. These are the reasons we can put them in 2 categories: the process of listening and the nature of listening. And I like the way you talked about the obstacles, because you mentioned the speed, the noise, the pause, etc. Great. Now let's move on to the next one here. There is a situation, and I want you to read this situation, and your job is to answer question 1 and 2. Any volunteer first to read the situation? Ines, you raise your hand, activate your mic.
Okay. So Laura told her colleague about yesterday's listening lesson. Laura said, I was very happy to teach a listening lesson about 3 people talking about their vacations. I wanted to help my learners and said they could listen as many as they like to understand everything about the conversations. After listening several times, she was shocked that all students complained, saying they understood nothing. They are now frustrated because they think that listening is too challenging. 1, what was wrong with Laura's way of teaching? 2, what could she have done?
Great, very interesting. Now, I would like to give you 4 minutes to work alone, 4 minutes, and after that you can share with the whole group. Okay, yeah, take some notes. All right, so yes, please. Yes, Saida, activate your mic.
So I think maybe the teacher skipped the pre-listening stage in which she has to prepare students for what they are going to listen to. Maybe.
Wonderful, great. Yeah, I agree. So she skipped one of the very important stages, which is to prepare learners. Great. Others, what do you think?
Maybe while listening,
Shima said she should start listening activities, preparing the students to the topic and activate their background knowledge. Great. Yes, next. Wafa.
I believe that Laura did not prepare the student for the listening. She just put them directly into the touch. She just asked them to listen and focus and give her what the audio was about without telling them or preparing them for the task. So she should start by a warm up first, then listening or the main task should be done later.
Perfect. Great. Thank you. Ines and Amal after.
I think she didn't also tell them what type of listening they are required to do, because as we've seen with reading, we saw that there are types of reading that the teacher tells the student to do. So likewise, she didn't ask them what type of listening they are required. So as Wafa said, she just told them to listen. So it
Activate your mic, Anas, again. Anyway, let's move to Amal. Good, Ines. Thank you. Amal.
My colleague said the pre vocabulary, for example, it's one of the key to have actively listening, and also for me the speed of the audio or the thing or the song that she play, because sometimes one word, if it's not very clear, it will take your attention from the rest of the dialogue.
Great. Yeah, that's interesting again. Thank you. Okay, so let's see here. The teacher did not know how to use the listening sub skills. Maybe, what's the name? It's Laura. Maybe Laura is a novice teacher, so she has no idea, or she doesn't master the listening sub skills, which I mean, they are very essential for helping your learners to process the listening lesson. So number one, she did not know how to use the listening sub skills to practice. Number two, to order different listening activities. Maybe she starts with the difficult one, then the easy one. So, because basically when you are teaching listening or any other lessons, the first question must be easy, the second difficult, the third one very difficult, and the last one very challenging. Okay, so students did not know how to listen effectively. They focus on details and they try to understand every single word rather than the main ideas. And look here, we go back to the situation. Laura told her colleague about yesterday's listening. Laura said, I was very happy to teach a listening lesson about three people talking about their vacations. I want to help my learners and said they could listen as many as they like. Yeah, but it's not very effective that students, you give them the choice to listen as many as they like. No, because teaching, especially when you are teaching listening, there is the first listening, the second listening, and the third listening. These are the most important, I mean, types of listening. Okay, but given the opportunity to, I mean, to students to choose how many times to listen now, because the student's job is not to understand every single word, because the students may have worries. Oh my God, there is listening, so I have to understand every single word. It's difficult. Is an American, I mean, speaker, is a British. It's your job as a teacher. You start with the pre-speaking or listening, sorry, activities. You prepare, you motivate, you engage learners, and as Emma said, you pre-teach some vocab that break communication. So look here, they could listen as many as they like to understand everything. No, we don't want our learners to understand everything, but we want them, number one, to see the main idea. Number two, specific ideas. So this is the problem with Laura. She didn't know how to exploit the listening sub skills. Great. Now here, what are the types of listening or listening checks? Remember in the very beginning I said, whenever there is a listening checks, some teachers opt for songs. But doing songs all the time, you create a boring classroom environment. Because variety again is the spice of life. Now, what are the types of listening checks? Can you share with us some other types? Can you volunteer again? Yes, Wafa, then Amal.
There's two famous types of listening, which are first the active one and the passive one. I'm just familiar with these two.
No, but we are not talking about like the modes, or I mean the strategies. We are talking about the types. One of the types is using songs. Give me other types.
You mean the materials or the things that the teacher use for listening, for teaching this skill? Well, we can use audios. The teacher can use even his voice. He can just be the main. He can be the equipment himself or herself. He can use audios, as he can use videos besides songs for sure.
Good, thank you. Yes, Hasna Tijani, then Muhammad Bizri.
Yes, he can. He can
Yeah,
use.
Hasna, then Muhammad. Sorry, Muhammad. Yeah.
Let's start, or Muhammad?
Yeah, Hasna, then Muhammad. Thank you.
Okay. I think that the first type listening is the informational listening, listening to learn, and then the critical listening, listening to evaluate and analyze, and then the empathetic listening, listening to understand the feelings and emotions. These are the three types.
Yeah, but yes, here I gave you one type, which is songs. Give me other types. The first type that I provide you is using songs. Can you give me other types? Yes, let's see with Muhammad.
Yes, stories.
Thank you. They may listen to a story. Perfect. Others, give me other types. Yes,
Maybe
Amal.
dialogue.
They might watch a short film, short movie, for example.
Good. They may watch a short film. Great. What else? Yes, Ines?
Yes, I said they can watch a short film. Yes, that was my answer.
A speech between two and more persons.
So it's a conversation. Good. Yeah, Hasna, Tijani. You want to add something? All right. Thank you. Yeah, very interesting. Yes, go ahead, Hasna.
I said no, sir.
Okay, yeah, great. So let's see here. These are the types. Number one, conversations. Number two, as Muhammad Bizri said, stories. We love listening to stories because stories inspire us again. Lectures, instructions. Where can I go? Give me some directions. Go this way, on the right, on the left, or instructions how to use a certain application, or songs and announcements, which means when you are teaching, vary your listening materials, vary your listening checks. I love songs, but I can't use all the time songs because I'm not teaching myself. If I'm teaching myself, then I can use songs all the time, but I'm teaching different learning styles. So using stories, sometimes lectures, other times instructions, next month, announcements, etc. Good. Now, let's go back to the sub skills. And they are somehow very similar to reading sub skills. So we have listening for jest, listening for specific information, infer attitude, mood, pre-teach vocab, and prediction. So my question, we have three stages: the pre-listening, the while listening, and the post-listening. Now, my question, let's start with the prediction. Is it pre, while, or post? Yes, Amal.
Prediction is, I think it's for the pre-listening stage.
Thank you. It's pre-listening. Great. Now, infer attitude or the mood. Yes, sir?
Can I answer?
Ines. Infer.
It's while listening. It's while.
Yeah, while listening. Great. Listening for jest. Hasna, Tijani. Yes, Abdul Karim.
I think it's the while listening.
The while listening. Yes, it can be in the beginning or in the middle. I mean the pre and the while. Listening for general. Yes.
Yes.
Listening for specific information. What do you think? Yes, Muhammad, and then Saida.
Listening for specific information is we can use it in pre-listening and while listening.
Good. In the pre and the while. Yes, Halima, do you agree?
Yes, I agree.
Thank you. Now, what about the pre-teach vocab? Ines, then Saida.
I think it's also pre-listening because we have pre-teach. So it's before starting the session, but I'm not sure.
Yeah, do you agree, Saida? She said she's not sure.
I think it's pre and while. Mean if you're if the students are listening to the audio or something, you can pause and explain a word or something like that.
Yeah, but here, this is pre-teach vocab. Basically, it's before the listening, which means at home, as a teacher, you read the spoken or the listening text, and then you try to notice what are the keywords that may break or block the meaning or communication for students to understand. So then you come up with 5 or 7 or 6 words, and you explain them, you teach them, you pre-teach them. This is before listening. Okay. Is it clear so far?
Yes.
Yes,
Thank you.
Yes.
sir.
Yes. Now let's move to practice. Look here. This is the Moroccan textbook, and the Moroccan it's a lesson, a listening lesson. So look here, read the listening lesson taken from Ticket to English Moroccan textbook and identify the stages and the purpose of all tasks. So how many? Let me just underline each task. So this is number 1, study the titles. This is listen number 2. Okay, so 1, listen. Now we have listened second time 2 is 3, and 3 is number 4, and at the end we have follow-up. Great. Now, your job is to identify which task is for the pre-listening. So let's see here, before you listen, study the title and guess what the 4 people are going to talk about. What do you think about this one? Is it pre, while, or post?
Pre-listening.
So, Saida.
Pre-listening. Pre-listening.
Yes, Saida?
I think it's pre-listening.
Good. Pre-listening. Thank you. Now, for all of you, what is the purpose of this exercise? Study the title. Guess what the 4 people are going to talk about. What do you think the purpose? Yes, Ines, then Halima.
Or maybe to put students in the context and to prepare them for what they're going to listen about, we're going to listen.
So creating context, good. What else? Yeah. What else? Others, Bizri Muhammad.
Yes,
And then Abdul Karim.
I mean to develop the prior pre-existence or prior knowledge of students.
Thank you. So activating schemata is the pre-existent knowledge, or we can call it prior knowledge. Thank you. What else? It's yes, Ahsna. وفاء. وفاء حنيش.
I guess it is made just to facilitate the process of listening. So it just clearing the view for the students.
Okay. Yeah, can we say, is it skimming or scanning?
It's skimming.
Thank you, skimming. And here we have, look, read the title and guess. So it is production. Production.
Yes.
So you predict, you activate the schemata, you create contracts. Great. Now I would like to give you 5 minutes and you work in pairs. Can you please take a picture of this lesson, then you work with your partner? Okay? Abdulkarim, you want to say something? Yes, Abdulkarim. Yes, please. Okay, so did you take a picture of the task? Then we can give you 5 minutes to work in pairs. Yeah?
Yes.
Great. All of you?
Yes.
Yes, thank you. So it's okay, join your, so just 1 second. So join your groups. We have Amal Wafa, group 1, group 2, Ines Muhammad, group 3, Abdulkarim Halima, group 4, Shayma Khadija, group 5, Bizri Muhammad and Saida. Join your group. 5 minutes. Identify the stages and the purpose of each exercise. Is it clear? Yes?
Yes.
Yes.
So restate my instruction. What are you going to do? Number 1.
We're going to work in pairs.
Pairs. How much time?
For 5 minutes?
5 minutes.
Good. What are you going to
5
do?
minutes.
What are you going to do?
We are going to discuss the 3 stages of listening.
And purpose
The stage and the purpose. Great. This is how we make sure that our learners understand our instructions. We don't say, do you understand? No. Do you understand? Yes. So what are you going to do? 5 minutes in pairs. Number 1, number 2. Tell them to restate your instructions. Great. Now join the groups. Okay, all of you, please. 5 minutes.
I'm sorry, I couldn't find my colleague.
You are Ines?
So, yes, I am Ines.
Okay, so join group number 6. There is Hasna Tijani and you.
Okay.
So yeah, join, yeah.
Shall I receive an invitation or should I just join?
You have got invitation.
No, I can't see it. No, I don't have it here.
Okay, just 1 second. I'm gonna.
Oh. Okay.
I'm gonna send you to group number 2. Okay, go to group number 2,
Okay.
and now we go to group number 2 as well. Yes, Ines. Hasna has joined group number 2. You can do also, okay. Did you find? Yes, Hasna?
No, I can't. I'm sorry, I can't. No, I don't have the invitation button on the screen.
Yes, who is talking, Hasna or Ines?
It's Ines. I'm the one who's talking, but Hasna is with us in the group. I can see Hasna.
Yeah, so join. Let me send the invitation so you can, because
I
no,
think I'm already in the group because Hasna is with me here.
no, because
Hasna is
Hasna
here
left
with
the
me
group.
in the group.
No, I was alone.
No, she's here.
In a,
Okay, yeah, join group 6 again. Join group 6. So Ines, you have something wrong, I guess.
hello.
Yes, Hasna. Okay, join
Yes,
group
sir.
number 1. Okay, join group number 1.
While listening, students in this stage should interact with the text to improve their
Yes.
so when they are given a text or a audio or a lecture, they should interact with their teacher by like listening for guests, listening for specific information.
Wonderful. Thank you. So let's see here. Number 2, listen. Listen to the 4 people and check your guesses. Is it pre or the while? Yes, Saida?
It's while listening.
Good. Now,
It
number
is
2,
while
listen carefully and listen carefully and complete this table. Is the while, yes? And number 3, listen and match the names with their feelings. So we can say here, just 1 second, please. This one is pre-listening. Pre-listening. Good. And number 1, 2, 3 is the while listening. And number follow-up, what do you think? While or pre or post? Yes, any volunteer?
I guess it's
Yeah.
post.
post reading.
It's post reading.
Yeah.
I think it's post reading. Yes, we have.
Post reading.
Oh, post listening. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Okay. Great. Now, number 2, listen carefully and complete this table. Tell me problem they had how they solve it. Is this for general, specific, or details?
I think it's details because first of all, we have carefully, the word carefully in the question. And we have like questions that are very specific, like problems and how they solved it. So I think it's very specific and deep.
Great, yes. What about number 3? Listen and match the names with their feelings. Which sub-skill we are dealing with here? Listen and match the name with their feelings. Which sub-skill? It is
mood,
the
inferring,
mood,
mood and attitude.
Infer. Thank you. To infer. Wonderful. Thank you. Now, what's the purpose of the post-listening? What is the biggest problem you have ever had during your trips? When was it? What happened exactly? Tell your friends all the details. What do you think here?
To measure the degree of the understanding and the comprehension. A student who listens to audio, he's able to answer one of the questions, but only the ones who listened carefully are able to answer the questions with details.
Good. Yes. What is others? What do you think? Saida, then Muhammad.
I think here the activities is about making students produce.
Thank you.
Means production.
Yeah, to produce their own language here. So the purpose is students will produce their own language. Right. It's production. Thank you. And for the first one here, we said that this task, I mean, study the title, it's about what? It's about preparing students.
Prediction.
So, production, okay. Predicting, I mean skimming, preparing, etc. It's the purpose. For the second one, the listening, we can talk about specific information, to get specific information, details, and of course, inferring. Great. Now, if we go back to, I mean, Laura, our teacher, which stage she skipped? Which one?
The post listening.
Which stage? The pre, the while, or the post?
The post, I think. The post.
I guess the pre.
The pre, thank you. From the very beginning, she told them, listen as much as you can to know everything about the listening text. How come? Oh, students will say like this, oh my God, we are going to listen again and we have to understand every single term, every single word. It's difficult, it's hard. Your job, prepare, motivate, engage learners, pre-teach vocab, general ideas, specific ideas. Then you tell them to listen. Once they listen, they will feel equipped. They know some vocab, they know the general idea, they know some specific information, they predict it, you activate their schemata, and now they feel at ease and they are capable of listening and listen carefully. You see what I mean?
Yes.
Great. So
yes, sir.
yeah, let's move on to the next slide. Look here. So these are the 3 stages. Pre-listening activities. Introduce the topic. You can use visual aids, pictures, posters. The listening is about my favorite sport. Okay. And there are three boys talking about their favorite sports. Tom playing soccer, James playing basketball, and Nancy playing handball. Yes, you can use pictures. You can introduce the topic. What's your favorite sport? Discuss with your partner. Do you agree or disagree? Predicting. Look at the three pictures. Read the title. Can you guess what is the listening or what the listening will be about? Or you can start with the focus questions. What is your favorite soccer? Sorry, your favorite sport? Why do you like it? What is interesting about it? Okay, or key vocab. You can teach some pre-vocab. If you are teaching beginners, soccer and football, they are the same, British and American. Good. I bounce a ball to bounce, to do like it. Or activating students' prior knowledge. So look here, it's very important to start with the pre-listening because the majority of learners, they are worried, they are scared, they don't feel at ease when it is listening. Your job to motivate, to prepare, to engage students. Then, now it's time to listen carefully. Different listening activities like what? WH questions, general ideas. True false statements, specific. Multiple choice answers. Activities are based on listening sub-skills from general to specific. And of course, at the end is the student's job to produce his or her own language. They can compare, they can contrast, disagree, agree, discuss, describe, summarize. For example, give your opinion. Do you agree with Tom that his favorite soccer is soccer? Do you agree? Why not? Compare. Can you compare between you and Tom? Tom likes soccer. What about you? What do you like? Right. Or you can write a short paragraph about the three people or the three boys, two boys and a girl. Yes. So is it clear so far about this one?
Yes, clear.
Right.
Yes.
Now, I would like, so can you please take a picture of these steps? Because I'm going now to present a listening lesson, and your job is to tick if I mentioned or if I tackle these elements or not. Okay. Is it clear? Take a picture of this slide.
Yes.
Thank you. Sorry. Shall we start?
Yes.
Great. So I want you to play the role of the beginner levels, okay?
Yes.
Great. So you can use your mic and you can interact with me. Hello, everyone. How are you?
Hello, we are fine.
Hello,
Hello.
teacher.
Okay, great. So today you are going to have a very interesting listening lesson. Great. Now, before that, I want you to look at the three people, sorry, at these pictures. How many people are there? How many?
There are four.
4 people.
4 people. Great.
4 people.
So, what are they?
Teacher, I
Four.
see 4
How many-
people.
How many men and how many women?
There are
Women.
two men.
2 men and 2
Women.
women.
Great.
2 men and 2 women.
Do you think they are handsome, Charmy and Joseph?
No, they are not.
No, especially the woman.
They are handsome. Good. Do you think Olivia and Emma are beautiful?
Maybe because
Yes,
she
they
has
are. Yes,
short
they
hair.
are.
Yes.
Yes,
So
they are.
now, can you tell me, what do you think? Why they are happy? Why? They are smiling, all of them, yeah?
Yeah,
What do you
maybe.
Yes, they got grades.
maybe they have got good moments. Good or
The beginning of the month, salaries are reserved.
interesting. Thank you. Yeah, very interesting. Good. Now I want you to set the title. Can someone read the title? Any volunteer?
Yes, sir.
Yes, Muhammad.
Listening, something went wrong with the trip.
Oh, good. Something went wrong with the trip. Is it something good or bad? So wrong. Is it good or bad?
Bad thing.
It is a bad
Bad.
It's bad.
adjective.
So
Bad thing.
wrong is an adjective. Is something not good. Can you repeat? Wrong.
Wrong.
Repeat.
Wrong.
Wrong.
Good.
Wrong.
Adieu.
Wrong.
Thank Great job. Now, something went wrong with the trip. The trip, look at this picture. The trip when you go to Paris, when you travel to London, when you go on vacation, when you go somewhere, it's a trip. Okay, it's kind of traveling
Voyage.
somewhere. So trip
Voyage.
is a noun. Is a noun. Can you repeat? A trip.
The
Trip.
trip.
Good. Yeah, when you
Trip.
go somewhere
Trip.
to have some fun. So going somewhere to have some fun. Great. Good. Now, I want you to guess the title, something went wrong, and look at the pictures. What do you think the listening will be about? Yes, Amal.
Personal experience about their own trip.
Good. Personal experience, nice. Others, yes, please.
These people talking about their voyage or their trips.
Oh, good. Another word for trip, voyage. Great. Traveling. Wonderful. Thank you. Yes.
They will. Can I talk or somebody else is going to talk?
Yes, Amal. Or sorry, yes, Amal.
Amal is another person?
Sorry,
Me.
Hanan.
I
Hanan.
think it's Wafa.
Oh,
Yes.
sorry.
No problem. Just not take the place of somebody else. So I guess they will share with us why the trip went wrong. So they will share with us the main event, as long as they
Yeah, which
mention
means
it in the
why
title.
the
The
trip
trip
was bad.
wrong. Yes.
Good, thank you. Now, I want you to listen to the audio for the first 20 seconds, just 20 seconds, and then you tell me if your guesses are true or not, are correct or not. Okay, shall we start listening? Yes?
Yes.
Yes.
Good.
Yes.
And then you listen for the 20 seconds and then you work in pairs and you tell me if your guesses were correct or not. So let me use the audio, just 1 second. Great. So let me share again. Okay, let me 1 second. Okay, let's get started. Do you hear the sound?
No, not yet.
Not yet. Yes, yes.
Unit
Yeah,
1,
no.
listening.
High school was quite a good experience for me, really. My high school wasn't a fantastic school, but I had lots of good friends and some good teachers. Yeah, I think I came out of it relatively unscathed.
Okay, I think I loved my high school. That was the best part of my whole school life because I had my best friends there and a bunch of good teachers. A lot of hard work and studies.
All right, so just about 20 to 30 seconds. So, what do you think?
Yeah.
Are your guesses? So, what do you think the listening will be? Yes, Amal.
I think my guesses was wrong because I was guessing that they were talking about trips and travel, but they have talking about their experience in high school and their life in high school.
Okay, that's interesting. Great. Thank you. Others, what do you think? Yes, Muhammad.
Yeah, I think they talked about their trip of the past because they talked about the days of the high school.
All right, thank you. Wonderful. So, yeah, now you are going now. Just 1 second. Let me stop sharing. Good. And go back to the listening here. Yeah. So this is the pre-listening. Okay, you agree? This is the pre-listening stage. You agree or not?
Yes.
Yes.
Right. Now
Yes.
let's go back here. Let's reflect on this lesson. So, what do you think about introducing the topic? Was there or not? Did the teacher introduce the topic or not?
Yes, he did.
Yes, he
Yes.
did.
Yes.
Yes.
So, yeah, did he use some pictures? Did he show them some pictures or talk about some pictures?
Yes.
Yes.
Eight.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, what
Yes.
are they?
Yes. Yes.
For pictures.
Pictures of 2 men and 2 women.
Pictures of some
Good.
people.
Some people, wonderful. Predicting. Did the teacher use the prediction sub-skill?
Yes, he told
Yes, he did.
them to guess what the
Thank you.
title
Was about.
would be about.
Yes, please raise your hand. So, Ines.
Yes, he asked the students to guess what the text will be about, just from the title.
From the title and the pictures. Wonderful. Yes, the focus questions. It's the same. Key vocab. Did the teacher pre-teach vocab? Yes, sir. Any volunteer? Raise your hand. Yes, Muhammad.
Yes, concerning focus question or key vocabulary.
The key vocab.
He use maybe they give them the choice between wrong and tribe. He used the key vocabulary.
Yeah, thank you, Hasna. What are the key vocab that the teacher, explained?
He gave another vocabulary definition for the trip, as he said, voyage.
What else? Yes, Abdelkarim.
Yes, you explained the difficult vocabularies in the title.
Yeah,
Yes.
give me the words. What are the words we explained? And we'll read
Wrong and trip.
Perfect. Maybe the word wrong for beginners may be confused and not clear for them. It's your job to pre-teach so as not to break or to block them, because wrong, if they don't know that wrong is negative, the communication will be broken and they may not understand the listening text. Yes, sir. Wafa, you want to say something?
I want just to said what my colleague said before me concerning the word that you explained. Wrong.
Yeah. And what when he explained, did the teacher explain only the meaning?
No, he gave the grammatical category and he gave le contraire du sens of the meaning.
Yes, the opposite.
The opposite of the meaning.
Great. So the teacher explained the trip, like traveling, going somewhere to have fun, is the meaning. And the form, it's a noun, which means when you pre-teach vocab, the meaning, the use, the form, and also the What else? Just
Adjective.
the form and the meaning and
Adjective.
the use? Yeah, adjective is the form, adjective.
The grammatical category.
The grammatical,
To
yeah,
use, to
adjective,
use.
what else? The
The
use,
synonyms.
yes.
To use.
We explain
To use.
what else?
Synonyms.
Yeah, and also
Spelling.
pronunciation. Pronunciation, repeat. Wrong, wrong, trip, trip. It's very important. You see what I mean?
Yes.
Yes.
So you can, when you pre-teach vocab, the form, the use, and also the pronunciation, where the stress is, for example, okay? Is it clear so far?
Teacher, can
Yes.
I ask you
Yes.
concerning activating prior knowledge? The teacher
Yes.
before began to listening, he put his students that we have today the listen of the course of listening, especially when he presented the audio.
All right. Yes. So activating prior knowledge is when you tell them, do you like traveling? Have you ever been, or did you travel before? Was it bad or good? Or was it nice, etc.? This is a kind of activating prior knowledge. Or what do you like about traveling, etc. Okay. Great. Now let's move on to the next activity is the while listening. Okay, while listening. So look here. Now I want you to listen carefully. Listen carefully and do exercise number 2. You are going to listen the first time and then you complete this table in pairs. 5 minutes. So here we have speaker Tommy, Olivia, Amal, Joseph. Problems they had on the trip and how they solved them. Okay, is it clear?
Yes.
Please.
Yes.
Yes.
Good. And then you can use, the listening, and students listen the first time in the answer. You can give them the second chance, the second listening. They have to listen and write. For number 3, listen and match the names with their feelings. Again, once you correct exercise number 2, you move to the third listening because it's difficult, to infer behind the lines. Tommy, Olivia, Amal, and Joseph. Okay. Okay.
Okay.
Do you want to listen again for the while stage?
Yes.
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 All right, so let's stop this one. So remember, Tommy, Olivia, Amal, Joseph, problems they had on the trip and how they solved it, etc. Okay, just 1 second. Let me stop sharing. Okay, just 1 second. Good. So question number 1, listen carefully and complete this table. Is it clear? Yes? 5 minutes in pairs.
Unit 1, listening.
Okay, just 1 second. I don't know what's the problem. Okay. Anyway, I guess there is something wrong here, but anyway, good. So let me share again, just 1 second. Okay, let me go back. Yeah, anyway, so here Now, when you finish the pre-listening stage, it's time for students to listen carefully. And here what we call it the first listening, second listening, and the third listening. The first listening for general, the second listening for specific, and the third listening to infer or for details. Now, for the post listening, you have the choice. You can ask your learners to write a short paragraph about one of the speakers, or they have to compare and contrast their own trips with the other ones. Okay, great. So let's move on to the next one. Yeah. I'm sorry because there is a problem with the audio. So look here, these are the stages. Put these stages in the correct order. A, B, C, D, E, and F. So we have pre-listening tasks, while listening tasks, and post-listening tasks. Is it clear? Yeah?
Yes, it is clear.
Good. So I would like to give you 5 minutes.
Yes.
Put them into the correct stage. You can just write A, B, etc. Can we do number 1 all together? The teacher sets a task for free practice, asking students to write a dialogue about their favorite hobbies.
It's post listening.
Yes.
Is
Post
it post?
listening.
Do you
Post
agree?
listening. Yes, we agree. I agree.
So let's just write it, then we can discuss later. So here we said A is the post. Okay, good. Now 5 minutes. Work alone. discuss? Yeah. Yes, Hasna, you want to say something? So let's start with the pre-listening. What is the pre-listening here? Any volunteer? Hasna, Wafa, Muhammad, anyone?
I guess
Kareem?
number C.
Yeah, he's right.
C. The teacher presents some key vocab in the listening check, such as fly, flying a kite, karate, boxing. Great. So number one, yeah, pre-listening is C. Good. What else? Pre-listening. Other volunteers. Yes, Hasna.
The teacher.
Muhammad. Yeah, Hasna, then Muhammad.
It's D is for post-listening task.
D.
Yes.
Yes, so D, the teacher generates. You agree?
No.
Yeah,
no?
yeah.
While.
It's pre.
Yeah,
No,
she's right.
So Muhammad said no, Bizri. Here the teacher generates interesting topic. Yeah, it's the pre, thank you, it's the pre.
Sorry.
Yeah, because here you are going to tell them, what is your favorite hobby? Do you like swimming? Do you like dancing? So in the very beginning, you activate their schemata, you motivate them, etc. Great. Yes. Now let's go. Is there another one for pre-listening?
No, I guess only this.
No.
Just
now
these
what
two.
about the while listening? While listening, Wafa. Then Saida.
I guess if I'm not sure, I guess E is the one. Students read the transcript of the recording and listen at the same time.
Good, yeah, it's the while, yeah. We agree. What else? Saida.
It's B. The teacher sits a just listening task, who likes flying a kite and so on.
So the teacher sits a just listening task. Who likes flying a kite? Why does she like it? He plays the tape to check answers. So yeah, B. Yeah, because this is for, it's a kind of asking for general. Okay. So B.
Can we use it also in pre-listening? I mean, the B.
If you would like to check their guesses, but here I guess the teacher says a just listening task. Who likes flying a kite? What does she like it? He plays the tape to check answers, which means that the listening is about she. I mean, there's a girl, for example. Okay, you see what I mean?
Yes, he's helping the student that way.
Okay, yeah, good. What else? That's it.
F. I think
F.
Good. The teacher sets a listening task for specific information. She plays the tape again, the second. Is it for general specific?
While.
Yes, the while. So for specific and details. What else? Yeah.
Yeah, that's it.
That's it. So right. So let's see the correction. Let's see the correction, because this is what you wrote. Maybe true, maybe not. So let's move on to the next one. So put this in the correct order. So the teacher generates interest in topic, asking the class about their favorite hobbies. B, the teacher presents some key vocab in the listening check, such as flying a kite, karate, boxing. C, the teacher sets a just listening task. Who likes flying a kite? Why does she like it? He plays the tape to check answers. D, the teacher sets a listening task for specific information. So we start with general, then specific, because general is easy, specific is somehow difficult. E, students read the transcript of the recording and listen at the same time. And F, the teacher sets a task for free practice. It's the production or the post listening. Is it clear so far?
Yes.
Great. Now, for homework, I'm going to share with you this. This is a listening text. Receptionist, doctor, and Drew. Good. You read the listening text, and your job is to design a sequence of tasks for this recorded text that you use with a group of beginner learners or beginner learners. Write at least 2 pre-listening tasks, 2 while listening, and 1 post-listening task, like this one. You write 2 pre-listening and 2 while listening and 2 post-listening. And this is the listening text you will be based on. Okay, clear so far?
Yes.
Yes, all clear. But are these 2 questions, design and write, or just 1 question, which is write? Are they 2 questions, design
is this
and
one.
write?
The table. Yeah, design is the table, and then you write.
Oh, yes, okay, okay.
Great. Now let's move to some recommendations. Now, when you want to design a task, to work on a task, you have to think about how to motivate and involve learners. Remember when I said, who are they beautiful? Are they handsome? Here I want to motivate you and to build or to create a positive and enjoyable learn environment. And some of you had some fun. So you have to think about what questions to ask. You use students' knowledge. Do you prefer this? Do you like this? Okay. You facilitate, pre-teach vocab. Maybe difficult, facilitate. Yeah. And you create interest. Do you like this one? Why not? Are they handsome? Are they beautiful? Okay. Is she Moroccan? Is he Moroccan? You just want to create, to involve them, motivate them, and you create some interest. And of course, you have to activate their schemata and involve them and start with prediction to activate their schemata. Okay. Yes, please.
Yes, okay.
Good. Now, here, something very interesting. When you design your tasks, there are 2 major tasks. We have prediction tasks and recognition tasks. You start with prediction. Pictures. Look at the 2 pictures. Read the title. Can you guess what the listening task will be about? It's prediction. Or you can write 5 words on the board. Can you guess from these 5 words what the text will be about? So this is use students' life knowledge of life. Number 2, the second task, recognition tasks, like true, false, order, sequence, etc. Let me explain more. Just 1 second. Let me share my whiteboard then. So look here. This is the listening. Look here. Listening text is about what? Sorry, is about my favorite sport. Okay, this is the title. Are you following me?
Yes, we are following.
Yes.
Good. Now,
Yes, sir.
you should start with which task? With the prediction tasks, such as what? Look at the picture and guess what the text might be about. This is a prediction. Yes or no? Sorry, let me just clean this one. Look, it's double K. Just 1 second. Okay. So let me write again. Okay, just 1 second. So number one is, where is it? Oh my God.
You passed it.
Yeah, so number one, prediction. Prediction task. Good. Here we have number one. Look at the picture and guess what the text will be about. Okay, so you agree, this is the prediction. It's very important to start in the beginning. Now, number two, we said recognition. Good. Recognition task. Good. Here, look here. This is the most important recognition task. Are you going to start with the listen and answer the following questions, or the WH questions, or listen and check the right answers? This is my question. Which one are you going to start with? With listen and answer the WH questions, or listen and check the right answers? Which one would you start with?
Second one. Second one. It's
Why?
easy.
Thank you, Muhammad.
Because yes.
Yes, I agree.
Yeah, because listen, it's very important. Students cannot, repeat, students cannot listen and write the answers of the WH questions at the same time. Because if they listen to Tom talking about his favorite sport, and they have to write what is his favorite sport, when does he play it, how does he feel, if he listens and writes at the same time, he will miss, students will miss other parts of the listening. You see, you agree with me or not?
Yeah.
Yes, I do.
Especially for the first listening. That's why we call it, we have to start with recognition. So let's delete. Now I'm going to delete this one. Listen and answer the W. No, it's not good. Novice teachers may start with this, but experienced teachers will start with listen and tick, because it's easy and it doesn't involve writing. You are just going to tick. True, T, force F, or cross and tick. It's easy. You just do it quickly and you continue listening. You agree with me or not?
Yes.
Yes.
Then you can write this one, listen and answer the WH questions. That's why we said in listening, it's very effective. One of the best practices. Number one, prediction tasks. Number two, recognition tasks. And number three, then they can write, listen and write. Is it clear so far?
Yes.
So let me clean this one. I stop and then share again. So here, this is my recommendation. When you are teaching listening, prediction tasks, recognition. Recognition tasks like true or false, T or F, or tick, or order. You listen what is number one, number two, number three, just write numbers, or sequence, you put in, etc. Okay. Yeah?
Yes.
Great.
Yes.
Thank you. Again, there was a good interaction between you and me. Yeah, wonderful. You have good, knowledge about how to teach listening. You were very cooperative, very interactive. And don't forget your, homework about designing the 2 tasks for pre, 2 tasks for while, and 2 tasks for post. Did you like today's session about listening?
Yes, it was
enjoyable. Thank you so much
Yes,
for your time devoted to us.
Thank you. Can you tell me something interesting that you have learned about listening? Something interesting, just one sentence, one idea. Anyone?
Respect stages. Not just come and tell people, hey, we're going to listen today. Does not work like this.
Thank you, Wafat. The stages, the pre, the while, the post. Great. Others?
The listening has sub-skills, and these sub-skills are various.
The purpose.
Great. Variety of tasks. The purpose of listening. Wonderful. Thank you. Let's call it a day. See you next time. All right.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you very much. Good night.
My pleasure. Yeah.